There's been a change, a paradigm shift, if you will. Jon Moxley was defeated by another member of the Death Riders. What's to come of it? Let's talk about it right here in Alyx's World. Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and this is your AEW Dynamite. Starting off with a super chat already.
Do you want to watch TNA on AMC, the channel for The Walking Dead, on January 15th, 9 p.m. into 11 p.m.?
Now, Sam P. Boone, you know better to ask me a TNA question. A question about TNA when we're talking about Dynamite. We'll talk about TNA another day. But to answer your question, I don't really have anything to say about it yet because I haven't been watching TNA. I don't really have an opinion on TNA in its current form. So, congratulations to them. Competition is competition. Hopefully they do better. Hopefully they succeed. Because TNA succeeding pushes AEW and WWE to succeed even better. So, that's all I got to say about that. I'm not going to be watching because I'm not invested in TNA. And as soon as WWE gets a hold of the other TNA talent, they already got Joe Hendry. So when they get Mike Santana, they're going to cut their relationship with them and be done. Honestly, they got Joe Hendry, so they might be done already. But we're not here to talk about TNA, sir. AEW Dynamite tonight. Of course, we had the Continental Classic. Multiple matches in the Continental Classic, as well as let me get this right, Women's Tag Team Tournament Hardcore Holiday Death Match. Yeah. Say that 5 times fast. You won't be able to. Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa taking on the horses. The female horses. Megan Bayne and, of course, Marina Shafir. Was it as violent as Blood and Guts? No. But it had its share of okay moments. So, just overall feelings on tonight's Dynamite. I was able to sit through it and not hate myself, which is an accomplishment, a massive accomplishment from what I'm used to seeing with AEW this year in particular. Overall, their weekly shows have been garbage. I'm not going to mince words with you. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what any other content creator in this space tells you. You know what I'm telling you is the truth. Overall, the weekly television for AEW in 2025 has been utter dog shit. So when I tell you this show was at least good enough to not make me hate myself, that should give you an idea how good it was. Matter of fact, I thought it was better than Raw. I don't watch NXT, so I can't judge it based off of that. If I watched NXT, I would probably be saying NXT was the better show. But I don't even think that's true. I think AEW, as of this week, had the better show. Why? Because it was just wrestling. You didn't have Triple H or Tony Khan coming on saying, tonight's show's gonna be epic. It's gonna be the greatest show you ever see. No, they just went live, started wrestling. Matches were really good. Some great matches. And then we got some great developments. CLAUDIO Castagnoli pinned Jon Moxley. And they made they did such a good job of making this feel like a big deal that is making me think there's storyline implications coming. And there better be. They did a very good job of setting this up. CLAUDIO beating Jon Moxley has to lead to something. Remember, the reason why Jon Moxley became the leader, quote-unquote leader of the Death Riders, is because no one could beat him. This group started with William Regal. I forgot what it was called. What was the name of the group before it became the Death Riders? It was better than the Death Riders. How about that? But regardless of what it was called, this group allowed Jon Moxley to take over because no one could beat Jon Moxley. Blackpool Combat Club. Thank you. The BCC. That's what it was called. Well, someone just beat Jon Moxley. And so that is going to change the dynamics of the entire group. I wonder what will happen. That is definitely the case. I have a troll here in the live chat saying AEW will fail. I miss that. Who remembers the times when we would come up here during an AEW live stream and a troll would spam my live chats with AEW will fail? Isn't that something? Well, I didn't get that a lot lately because I don't do AEW streams and no one cares enough about AEW streams to want to hit on it. The fact that the spammer is back, the fact that we have trolls spamming AEW will fail, lets me know that it was a good show tonight. Because why the hell would he care when it's sucking? That's how you know this show was good. When the trolls pop in my live chat telling you that it sucked, that it will fail. But yeah, this has to lead to something. I would be very surprised if after Jon Moxley lost to Claudio, this goes nowhere. They just go right back to Jon Moxley being the leader, and we're just moving on like nothing's changed. No, for real. I would be very disappointed if there is nothing that comes from this. I will be extremely disappointed if they actually just move on like nothing happened. No, like this needs to go somewhere. It needs to show some kind of a power shift, a shift in dynamics for the Blackpool Combat Club / Death Riders. What does that look like? What happens when Claudio decides that Jon Moxley is no longer fit to be the leader? Will that split the group? Will the group go with Claudio? Will they go with Jon? One of them has to split off from the group at this point. You have to think that this goes somewhere. You know what I mean? But we'll have to see. Jon Moxley is eventually going to have to fight Pac, if I'm not mistaken. What happens when Jon loses to Pac? I think he would. Well, we don't know. You would think he would lose to Pac. Let's say Jon Moxley beats Pac, then that's different, right? But if Pac beats Jon Moxley, oh my goodness, now we have a certain dynamic that's really hot. We'll see, because here's where I am right now with this. We gotta break this group up. One way or another, this group has to either shift and change and be something different, or just split them up altogether. If they have Pac beat Jon Moxley, we know where they're going with this. They're going to oust Jon Moxley. The group will stay with Claudio as the leader, and then Jon Moxley will probably be the one to come tear it down. Or, what if they have Claudio split from the group, turn him babyface, and then he's the one to take the group down? But remember, we also have to see Claudio take on Pac. So, what ends up happening if Claudio beats Pac too, as well as beat Jon Moxley? There's so many directions we can take this storyline. I will be very, very pissed off with AEW if they don't maximize this. Take what you got, turn it into something that we could be invested in. And I think you could actually do something with this Death Rider storyline that will get people to watch you weekly. They've had their time on top. It's time to see the fall. It's time to see the fall of the Death Riders now. That's what I believe. It's been time to break this group up. The rest of the show. Apparently, the women's tag team title tournament will not be concluding at World's End. I thought it would be concluding at World's End. No, it's concluding next week at Winter is Coming. Okay? Not against that, but you have a pay-per-view coming up at the end of the month. You would think that, all right, the finals would be saved for that. But whatever, I guess we'll crown the champions next week, and then they can defend those belts at the pay-per-view, I suppose. So, we got Toni Storm, Mina Shirakawa, and then, of course, the Babes of Wrath. I would have gone, well, months ago, I would have gone with Toni Storm and Mina. When they first announced this, I would have been like, yeah, Toni and Mina, duh. But I think they're going to throw us a swerve. I believe they're going to throw us a swerve here. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I would love it if they did. If they went with Willow and her tag team partner, it would be really, really nice if the Babes of Wrath walk out the champs. Do I see it happening? No. I don't see it happening. I have a feeling that they're going to go with the status quo. And that's fine. I just feel like what a surprise it would be if Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale became the champs instead of Toni and Mina. Toni and Mina would establish the belts, would give it more credibility, more prestige. But I think a lot more people would be happy, would be surprised if they went with the Babes of Wrath instead. Not saying, and again, just my personal opinion, not saying the Babes of Wrath can't win it later. Because these tag team titles are here to stay. Right? It's not like an annual thing where they have to wait till next year to win it. No. They could lose on Wednesday, do a rematch at the pay-per-view coming up, and win it then. Or sometime next year, win it then. Make them the underdog tag team that no one expects to win, but finds a way to get to the top. Right? I would love to see the Babes of Wrath win it more than Toni Storm and Mina. But I'm going to be honest with us. Let's just be honest with ourselves. I believe that the ultimate goal is to get these belts on Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne. You could tell that's what Tony Khan really wants to do. So it doesn't really matter who wins next week. The big girls are winning those tag team belts at the pay-per-view. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. As for the other Continental Classic matches, anyone else becoming a big fan of Kevin Knight? There's something about his performance lately that's really, it's impressing me. It's impressing me. It's making me think there's something planned for him, right? These tournaments are great for breakout stars, to create breakout stars. Part of the reason why the G1 Climax became famous. It isn't just for the main event players. It's to establish new main event players. And part of the reason why I got excited for the Continental Classic wasn't just because I got to see matches I haven't seen before and more wrestling. No, it was to see who is going to stand out in the tournament. Who is going to come out on top, whether they win or not. Who is going to shine. So far, Kevin Knight is shining like a rock star. Anyone else? I would think outside of Okada and Takeshita, everyone else is just there to lose. That's the issue with this year's Continental Classic. We all know what the finals is going to be. Takeshita and Okada. As it should be, as it should be. That being said, it doesn't really lend to much drama, right? We already know what the finish looks like, and so you're not really invested all that much. And there isn't much storytelling to these matches. Part of the reason why they could do something with the Death Riders, right? I just feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, I just feel like AEW would benefit if they gave each wrestler some type of reason to want to compete for the Continental Classic or to win the Continental Championship, right? What's their story? Why are you in this tournament? Why are you not going for the World Championship? Like, there's an opportunity here to create new stars and not just have the same people in the same spots over and over and over again. You see it with Kevin Knight. Hopefully they see that too. But for the most part of the reason why I'm not like losing my mind for the Continental Classic this year is because it's very obvious who's going to win. In previous years, yeah, it was obvious, but not like in your face obvious, right? I'm happy that Eddie Kingston won the first tournament, right? Became the first ever triple champion. Love that. Love that. And then last year it was Okada, right? And then this year it's going to be, well, it could be Okada again, but I have a feeling that Takeshita is going to win the big one ultimately, as he should. 2026, he needs to be a main event player. Not saying he's already not, but we need to establish him as a main event player. We do. We do. Let me see here. I do believe our guy sent me a new cover because the old cover is still not updated. Let me see if I can update it really quickly. Because I'm almost certain you sent me a new cover. And I'm just tripping. Am I just tripping? Let me see here. AEW. Not Full Gear. There it is. You did send it to me. Okay. There we go. Update it. Not a big deal. That one's on me. I think the reason why it didn't update is because I saved it in the wrong Oh, okay. I see what I did. I saved it, but I didn't. OBS is weird. So, you know how you save a file and you save it under the same file name, right? Well, with OBS, when you save it, it doesn't update the save file despite it having the same name. And so what I had to do was go into my folders again, properties, and find the same file and then there. But yeah, I saved it a while ago. It wasn't used, For some reason, it didn't update, but there you go. Yeah, so Samoa Joe's the world champ. FTR, the tag team champs. Mark Briscoe is the TNT champ. Mercedes Moné is still 13 belts Moné. And Chris Statlander, somehow, someway, is still your women's champ. For now. Because we all know eventually, as much as you don't want to admit it, ladies and gentlemen, she is going to win the title eventually. Eventually! It's just a matter of when, not if. But yeah, I didn't hate tonight's episode. The only bad thing about tonight's episode was the crowd. Where were they tonight? That crowd was awful. You could hear a pin drop. And it wasn't because the wrestling was bad. Wrestling was actually pretty good. Even great. Main event was great. But the crowd didn't give a damn. And look, that's something AEW has to deal with. Just because we think the show is good doesn't mean the crowd does. Get me? What we think is good doesn't always mean the crowd will agree. And sometimes that's the trick of it, right? I have my own taste in professional wrestling, and I admit now, I don't mind admitting, but there are sides of me. I believe, and just want to say this before we get to the review, that as you get older, your tastes start to get more refined, and what you used to like, what you used to find entertaining, doesn't entertain you anymore. And as that changes, you have to be careful that you don't that you don't miss that, right? You have to be aware that your tastes become, I don't want to say dated, and I don't want to say out of touch, but your tastes change, and so it doesn't reflect what the masses, what the majority wants. And I'm seeing that now. Guys, like, look at me, y'all. Your boy's in his 30s now. Your boy's in his 30s. So what I used to like in my 20s, I don't like as much now. That might not actually be true. Because I still love the things I used to love in my 20s. I just don't get it as much now. But the things that I used to really, really look forward to might not impress me as much. If that makes any sense. So, anyways, let's go ahead and move things along here. Thank you all so much for being here. You could be anywhere here in the YouTube space. You chose me, and I'm grateful for it. So if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your added help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing. Whether it's a live reaction, hot topic. Yes, I'm in my 30s. Everyone thinks I'm in my 20s. I'm a lot older than you think. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. I feel like I skipped a lot of things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing. Whether it's a live reaction, hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram. Give me a follow on Spotify. Give me a follow on Cameo. Give me a follow on Threads. Follow us on Discord. Follow me on Blue Sky, where the skies are clearer. Give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the tickest of the talkest. And get yourself a t-shirt today of Pro Wrestling Season and Teespring. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Join the club. Get you an I'm a Just Alyx guy t-shirt. Hot out the press. Also get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx as well t-shirt. And many more t-shirt designs coming your way. So stay tuned, join the cause, expand the brand today right here in Alyx's world. Thank you to the lovely people for sponsoring this video from SeatGeek Nation. SeatGeek is the sponsor of today's video. If you're looking to buy you some AEW tickets, some WWE tickets, some basketball tickets, some football tickets to go see the Texans, because, you know, just saying, the Texans got the best defense in the league right now. Argue with your mamas. But if you want to buy tickets, period, you should get it from SeatGeek, because they help you get the best deals out of any other ticketing forum. And here's a kicker. Here's the big one. If you use SeatGeek, you can use my promo code, JustAlyx, to get $20. I said $20 off any ticket purchase. So if that interests you, let's get a quick word from our sponsors before we get to some shout outs. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlyx, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlyx. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Thank you all so much for being here. Share love to the Mod Squad, Ultra, Shine Eyes and Fire Heart, Elias, Ademi, New Japan Pro Wrestling Go. CLAUDIO does everything. Huh? Wait, Dylan Danger, Teflon Don, the Mod Father, Zeno, Enigma, Big MGM, and of course, Mrs. Firestar Heart, Angel Holland, back. They help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Please, 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 please be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the Super Chat title, International Championship is indeed on the line. And the champ is already in the building. You know him, you love him. Let's go ahead and play these Super Chats before we introduce the ruler.
The ruler is in the house. If you want some, come get some.
Ladies and gentlemen, your daddy is home. The ruler. Noel Jimenez is here to defend his international championship every Wednesday after every Dynamite. If you want his title, all you gotta do is out-donate him. Good luck. He ain't gonna go down easy.
Okay, I was just mistaken from Raw. This is the rightful day. It's day 19 of the International Championship Never-Ending World Tour.
As I said, ladies and gentlemen, Noel Jimenez is here to let you know that your daddy is home. And when he's in the building, ain't no one better. So just one quick update. So apparently Noel Jimenez says he wants to defend his international championship at John Cena's farewell tour or farewell match next Saturday. So next week, this belt will not be defended on Wednesday. It will be defended on Saturday. And if Noel Jimenez wants to retain his belt, he will have to either win first place or, well, if he wins first place, he'll be the world champ because it's both championships, right? Yep. He'll have to either win first place or end up not quite making it. And he'll probably end up getting the international championship that way. So first place is the world title. Second place is the international championship next Saturday. Will Noel Jimenez truly become a ruler? Or will he have to settle once again as the international champ? We'll have to find out. We will definitely see where that one goes. All right, so let's go ahead and move things along here. A lot of people think I'm in my 20s. I know. It's okay. When I go out to the bar, they be thinking I'm in my 20s as well. But I look young, and I sound young for my age. They were in Fishers, Indiana tonight. Well, no wonder the crowd sucked. Is that even a wrestling? Is that a wrestling crowd? Okay. Moderators, we have another troll. Yeah, that's how you know the show was good. The show was good when we got trolls in the live chat. But Khalil knocked it out, so we're good. Let's see here. I guess I'll start from the top here. Who we got? We got JJ. Who let the dogs out? Who? JJ Bulldog. I see Joseph Winters. I see Daniel Barrett Sports Highlights. I see King AJ. Your Highness, King AJ. I see Caleb SK River. SK River. Is it Skariver? Skariver? Or is it SK River? Caleb Skariver. Scriver. You let me know how to say your name. Tez Gaming WWE 2K. He says Raw cleared this show. NXT was better as well. I disagree. I thought the show was better than Raw. Negan Punk. That's a new one. Oh, we're getting new people in here. I forgot AEW brings its own crowd. That's crazy. Game Shock in the building. SD Kai, former international champ SD Kai. SD Kai has already let Noel Jimenez know that he will not be going for the belt tonight. He's going to be out for a bit. He needs to recover. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, look at this. Speaking of moderators, Elias Ademi is once again a member of the channel. Appreciate that. Mod Squad showing love to the channel. Let's see here. Joe Arredondo, good to have you here, sir. Let's see. Let me be sure I don't miss anybody. Yeah, a lot of trolls creating accounts just to say AEW sucked. Mike Pringle. I'm also in my 30s. Look, we got that young blood, bro. Got that young blood. Let me see here. KB Brown. Uh-oh. Hey, Noel Jimenez. KB Brown. That's another one. That's another one who's probably someone you should watch out for. That guy got deep pockets. I mean, them pockets deep. Yeah. I thought Alyx was 32. I'm a lot older than 32, buddy. Okay, not a lot older, but I'm older than 32. Adam Ritter, good to have you here. Now people just telling their ages. Let's calm down. Let's not go telling people how old you are. But congratulations. If it's your birthday, tell me that. We can celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Let's see here. Show some love to Aaron Teagle. Aaron Teagle's always at my streams. Right hand Cam. Good to have you here, sir. Let's see here. Just trying to go through everything. A lot of people are in their 20s. That's my audience. My audience is 18 to 45. Maybe even a little bit older. That's appreciate stats. Your 40s? Okay. All right. I'm not that old yet. Probably will be. All right. I think I got everybody, right? Yeah, I think that's everyone. All right. Well, you guys have fun interacting, chilling, relaxing, maxing out, relaxing, all cool. I'm sitting some b-ball outside of the school when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble. Sorry. Wrong show. But you know what I mean. Relax, chill out. Let's talk about AEW. Dynamite. So, the continuation of the Continental Classic, December 3rd, 2025. I will say this, despite the crowd being terrible, it was a good night of wrestling. They opened up the right way. Kazuchika Okada taking on Pac. Now, I believe Pac was Okada's first opponent, right? Pac was Okada's first opponent when he debuted in 2024 as a heel. Interesting. This is their second match together, if I'm not mistaken. And Pac can't seem to beat Okada even then. But he got pretty close. Liked that finish. Really liked that finish. When Pac was going for the submission, and then Okada rolled him up. That was well done. How are we feeling about Pac changing up his style? He's not the high flyer, well, the all-around athlete that we've known him as to be. Not saying he still can't go back to it, but you can tell he's grounding his style. I think that works better for him as a villain. But, yeah, I thought this match was really good. And it's definitely showing you that when Okada needs to go to that next level, he can always do it. He can always turn it on, right? And Pac's always going to be one of the best wrestlers we have today. He always was. So there is that side of me that's wondering if things are going to get a little bit more interesting for Pac. And we'll talk about that more when we get into the Death Rider storyline here. Moving on. Okada is still my pick to win the Blue League, and Takeshita will probably end up winning the Gold League. Not the Blue League. Okada's in the Gold League, right? Okada's in the Gold League. Takeshita's in the Blue League. Oh, never mind. So Pac's not even gonna fight Jon Moxley. Never mind. I'm gonna be quiet. I got that mixed up. The Blue League is Takeshita's to win. All right, see, I'm getting these leagues mixed up. But yeah, Okada beat Pac in the Gold League, which lets me know that Pac's not going to end up fighting Jon Moxley. So that whole spiel I did earlier, forget I said it. That makes sense. Because I was like, oh, is Jon Moxley going to beat a Pac or some shit? Anyways, Kyle Fletcher took on Kevin Knight. This match was great. I really did feel like this really, it made Kyle Fletcher feel more like a main event player than any of the matches he's had, because he was able to make this guy here, Kevin Knight, look like $1 million. I believe Kevin Knight has a lot of potential. I think Kevin Knight could end up, and I mean this, he could end up doing some great things for AEW down the line. I just hope they see the potential in him. He has a certain charm to him, a certain aura about him that no one else has. And his athleticism is incredible. We all knew that. I don't think, and I mean this, his tag team with Speedball Mike Bailey isn't helping him at all. They need to go ahead and break that up and make Kevin Knight a singles athlete. He needs to be in singles. No, for real. They need to make him a singles athlete and let him run with that. Because right now, I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it with him in a tag team with Speedball Mike Bailey. Yeah, I thought this match was great. I thought it really highlighted Kevin Knight and made me think that they had plans for him after the tournament. That's someone that I can see becoming someone big in AEW as time goes by. Uh-oh.
Who do you like more, CZW Moxley or AU Moxley?
Well, I think this is your first super chat, JGMLG3679. I never got to experience CZW Moxley, so AEW Moxley is who I'm going to go with. How about that? For now. Thank you for the donation. That is your first donation, I think, ever. Thank you for that, sir. But yeah, Kevin Knight's going to be someone big. And hopefully they have plans for him, because he really should be doing great things. Let's see here. After this, I think was a segment. Don Callis tried to call out the Young Bucks, have them answer for their sins. The Young Bucks come out, attack everybody. Then they get attacked. And then Jurassic Express come out, they get attacked, and then Kenny Omega makes the save. And yeah, we're going to continue this feud with the Don Callis family, Kenny Omega, and the Elite, I guess. Cool. I think after this, if I'm not mistaken, is the women's, let me get this right, women's hardcore holiday death match. I know, crazy. So Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne took on the Timeless Love Bombs. That's Marina or Mina Shirakawa. Too many Minas and Marinas. Mina Shirakawa and Timeless Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships tournament semifinals to determine who goes on to the finals next week. So let me say that one more time, because I'm pretty sure I confused somebody. This is a match to determine who goes on to the finals next week. And the people in it are Marina Shafir, and Megan Bayne, and the Timeless Love Bombs. Got it? Cool. Now, I like the match. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was not worth a damn. But after seeing that women's the women's Blood and Guts match, I'm getting them mixed up because it's the same match, just different names. The Blood and Guts match from weeks ago, it's going to be hard to really top that. Not even weeks ago. No, weeks ago. I said it right. Weeks ago. It's going to be hard to get any more violent than that. Don't really see it happening. And what they did here was fine. You had some blood, you had some color, but it's not going to get any more violent than what we already see, right? But it was still a good match. You had a lot of crazy spots with the big girls. But thankfully, because it was a hardcore match and they were able to use weapons, that allowed that allowed the booking to protect the big girls. You had Luther go out there with a present dressed up as Santa Claus and tried to give it to Marina, I believe. Or was it Megan? One of the girls, and he flipped them off. It was a middle finger in the present. And then Toni Storm hits a German suplex onto some thumbtacks and then pin him. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So there you go. Timeless Love Bombs advance in the tournament. And then we'll go on to fight Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron for the tag team titles next week. Now, I believe that Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale should win. But let's just be real. We know that Toni Storm and Mina are going to win those tag team belts. It's the truth. We know what's going to be happening. So,
how would you rate Dean, Seth, and Roman's rivalry on a scale of 1 to 10 back in 2016 when they were feuding before the draft?
Did I even like it? So, all of them winning the world title at Money in the Bank that year was big. That was a massive moment. Love that. Classic even. The match that they had, though, I don't know. I felt like that match should have been better. Right? If I was to give it a number, 7.5, 7.5, 7. I'm going with 7. I'll need to rewatch it. I don't remember loving it that much, if I'm being honest with you. Holy crap, how much money did you donate? Are you at $8? Yo, JGMLG, that is such a long name. You are at $8. The amount to beat is $25. So if you drop 20, you will take the lead and you will force Noel Jimenez to actually donate more to retain his title. So you could end up winning the International Championship if you want. And you can keep asking me questions while doing so. Look at me. Trying to make Noel Jimenez try. Noel's trying to save his money for next week so he can win the world title. Let's see here. But yes, we did see the Timeless Love Bombs win, and they'll go on to next week. Winter is coming to win those belts, probably. Hopefully not. We also saw Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander challenge the Sisters of Sin. So I guess they're a tag team now. Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander. And I guess we're setting up Jamie Hayter to fight Chris Statlander for the women's title. Jamie should totally beat her for it. And then Jamie should beat Mercedes Moné. Yeah, let's do it. Let's keep having Mercedes Moné lose all the world title matches. Because it's hilarious. Evil Uno is backstage. Because apparently the Dark Order is still a thing. Yeah, who would have thought that the Dark Order would still be a thing? But it's a thing. Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver. Remember? Johnny Hungy? I remember. They used to be so funny. Do they still do the being the elite stuff? No, probably not. But they ran into Hangman Page backstage, and they're like, hey, I know we're no longer friends, but look, bitch, don't get in our way. They didn't say that, because he would have knocked his ass out. But you get the idea. Mercedes Moné was interviewed by Renee Paquette, and Paquette said, so you were unsuccessful at winning the women's title. And then Moné say, hey, I got 13 belts, fuck you. I'm also number 1 in PWI women's 2025. Deal with it. Right? And she's trying to overcompensate for the fact that she can't win the big one, which is a storyline. And so she is now going to fight Red Velvet for the World Television Championship at Final Battle. Okay. Does anybody care? No? All right. FTR cut a promo. Who are they calling out? The Bang Bang Gang. Great. Does anybody care? No? All right. Let's move on. The Dark Order took on the Ops, Hook, Katsuyori Shibata, and Will Hobbs. Now, I was thinking, what a great win this would be for the Dark Order to have. You have the Dark Order reestablish themselves as a tag team by beating, and I mean this, by beating the Ops and getting them going as a threat in the Trios division, which isn't really a division, but we'll definitely see. But I don't know. I have a feeling, though, that that's not the last time we'll see the Dark Order. We better not. Still, it was good seeing them. They lost to the Ops because, of course, they did. They're still jobbers after all this time. They're never going to be the bride, always the bridesmaids, and that's okay. That's okay. But I did feel kind of bad that they lost. I'm like, they had to lose. Y'all had to lose. Okay. Let's see here. I think after this, yes, after they lost, Hangman Page ran out, and he cut a promo backstage saying, we're going to have a tag match next week. Holla, holla, holla. And guess who's showing up? So Swerve and Hangman are taking on the Ops. Or at least Powerhouse Hobbs and Katsuyori Shibata. Okay? That sounds nice. Samoa Joe, Eddie Kingston. Completely forgot about that opening promo. You know, it's funny. Samoa Joe and Eddie Kingston, they have a lot of similarities. They both grew up in Ring of Honor. They both made a name for themselves on the Indies. Samoa Joe was the only one to see success. You know, he was the only one to reach WWE. He was the only one to win championships. He was the only one to get recognition worldwide. And now he's a world champion in multiple promotions. Eddie Kingston has yet to reach that. And so that's the storyline they were going with. Anyone else think Eddie's promo was kind of weird? Eddie's promo was kind of weird. Like, he's like, okay, I got things to do. I gotta get home. He told Joe, you either bring the old school Joe or I'm gonna knock your ass out. Okay. Not the promo I was hoping Eddie would cut since he's going for the world title. Right? But he cut a much better promo. Eddie Kingston cut a much better promo on Collision Saturday, right? Or was that Thursday? Whenever Collision aired. He cut a much better promo on Collision. And that promo, that felt like a championship promo. I don't know. I would have thought, my personal opinion, I would have thought the time to put the belt on Eddie Kingston would have been 2022 when he was feuding with Chris Jericho. That would have been the time to put the belt on Eddie Kingston when he was hot. They decided not to, which sucks. But that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. I also thought the segment was kind of short. Anyone else thought Eddie Kingston and Joe was kind of short? Main event time. Claudio Castagnoli taking on Jon Moxley. The Death Riders implode. Not really, but the beginning of the implosion. So the whole point was no one has beaten Jon Moxley, and therefore he was the leader, right? So this was the first time someone in the Death Riders beat Jon Moxley, and he didn't just beat Jon Moxley, he beat him decisively. Jon Moxley got busted open, started bleeding, got his ass whooped, got pushed to the limit, pushed me to the limit, and then Claudio beat him with a running uppercut, like a straight, full force running uppercut, just knocked his ass out. It was gorgeous. And he pinned him 1, 2, 3. Clean. Claudio beats Jon Moxley clean. 1, 2, 3. So what happens next? What happens next? I'm very curious to see where things go from here. Because I believe, and this is just my personal opinion, I believe that we're setting up Claudio to take over Jon Moxley's spot. Now that we know that, we'll see. Like, I think we'll see how this plays out. They might be separating Claudio from the group and still keeping Jon Moxley as leader. But I think they're about to out Jon Moxley because he quits. He's a quitter. So there's no reason to respect him now. He's a loser. So more than likely, they'll go with Claudio instead. Claudio as the leader. And Jon Moxley is just going to have to be ousted as a result. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. And I'm hoping AEW can capitalize on this storyline potential and doesn't just go back to the way things are, like nothing happened, which would suck. So there you go. Is that it? Yeah, that was Dynamite. Wasn't a bad show. Better than what it usually does. But if people feel like the show wasn't like blow me away awesome, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and give you a hard time, but still, I thought it was a good show. That's just me. Give me your scores, give me your grades. What was your favorite segment of the night? Talk to me in the live chat. So I do believe that unless JGMLG3679 wants to keep going and compete with Noel Jimenez, this does mean Noel Jimenez is going to retain his championship belt. I will make note of that. I think, let me see. Well, first off, let me go ahead.
AJ Styles versus John Cena and AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose rivalry back in 2016. How would you rate it 1 to 10?
Both of them are 9s. Actually, AJ Styles and John Cena might be a 10. AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose was a 9. I remember those two rivalries. Those rivalries were amazing. AJ Styles in 2016 could do no wrong. That was peak AJ Styles. And everyone knew it. So, well, where does that put, hold on. Is that $13? I'm thinking our guy here is at $13. Let me see here. Yes, so JGMLG3679 is now at $13. He's creeping up. He's creeping up on Noel Jimenez. You know what? Keep asking me questions. Keep donating and asking me questions. I want to see how far he can go. I'll stay here and answer as many questions as you got, especially if you keep donating. Yeah, let's see how far he wants to go with the donations, guys. That's funny. Let me get your scores and grades. 7.5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6.7 out of 10. All right. Let's see here. Oh, look at this. People are actually answering JGMLG3679's questions. JJ Bulldog gave it a 10. And then no way. KB Brown, what did you do? Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, KB Brown just dropped $100. Well, Noel, you might be in trouble, bro. Did we just crown a new champion? KB Brown with the $100 my man, what? Why didn't you donate this? You could have got the world title. You could have been competing with Lauren Biggs. Yeah. Now I don't know why it's not playing. Maybe it'll play in a second. But yeah, KB Brown just donated $100, ladies and gentlemen. Noel, what you gonna do, buddy? Oh my goodness. KB Brown said, "Your soul is mine." I don't know. The Soul Stealer? What's happening here? Oh my goodness. KB Brown with the $100 bomb. I think it shut down Streamlabs. Streamlabs is like, I think Streamlabs is trying to recalibrate itself. Like, did he actually just do that? Did he actually just donate $100? Yes, he did. So, Noel Jimenez just said, "No, I'm not going anywhere." He says, "Give him 6 minutes." Yes, sir. Take your time. Take your time, Noel Jimenez, because KB Brown is. Oh my goodness, we're doing this. We're actually doing this on a Dynamite. Yo, KB Brown, what's your nickname, buddy? Give me a nickname or something, just in case you win. So if Noel Jimenez is the ruler, Lauren Biz is your goatness. I don't know, but we're doing this, I guess. Noel Jimenez is saying, "Oh, don't worry, give me a second." So, looks like we got ourselves a championship match. Wow, get your popcorns, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, maybe JGMLG3679. He can donate and ask another question while we wait. Man. I did not think we were going to do this on a Dynamite of all places. Hey, I'm not complaining. Shoot. I'm not complaining at all. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Caleb Scriver, or Caleb SK River, I would book him like a Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns, have him be face and have him earn his way up to the chip. The chip? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, he's talking about Kevin Knight. Okay, we'll have to see about that. Kevin Knight versus Javon Evans versus Leon Slater. Ooh. Cooking with grease. 6'7". Yeah, what y'all saying? 6'7". What is 6'7"? Who's 6'7"? Oh, is that isn't that like a football the football rankings, whatever? Because I think Texans are 7'5", if I'm not mistaken, right? 6'5", 7'5", I don't know. Let's see. Game Shock. AEW's Blood and Guts follow the original War Games rules of submission or surrender, whereas the WWE War Games match is pinfall or submission. Okay. That's interesting. Cleo does everything. I don't know if y'all saw the news from Fightful, but AEW signed Cross. Not Karrion Cross. Lena Cross, who TNA tried to get Lena Cross. Who's Lena Cross? Is she good? Oh, Kendrick Lamar. Okay. Kendrick Lamar, 6'7". All right. I got it. Someone said KB Brown should be called the King of Kings. Well, no, I see, here's the thing. Like,
You think this is a game, buddy?
well, Noel Jimenez just jumped up $50, so now he is at, if I'm not mistaken, $75. $75 to the 100 that KB Brown just dropped. So he's going to have to donate, I believe he's going to have to donate, what, $25 more? 25 more? Well, more than 25 if he wants to get first place, because KB Brown is like, look here, buddy. You're not just going to keep this belt while I'm in the building. No, for real, like KB Brown, what's up?
Because I'm not playing.
Noel Jimenez, your daddy is home. The ruler just took the lead, $125 to KB Brown's 100. We got ourselves an International Super Chat Championship battle. And so now KB Brown, what we doing? Everyone said we'll be here all night. Oh, you already know. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. So Noel Jimenez is 125. KB Brown, 100. It's your move, KB. Do you concede? Or is Noel Jimenez gonna have to really try? You're gonna make him really go into his pockets. I'm very curious to know what KB Brown's gonna do here. Noel just said, you think this is a game? Cause I ain't playing. I ain't no controller. This ain't no Xbox 360. I just dated myself. Jesus Christ. I ain't no PS5. It's me on the PS5. Wow, this is quite the battle here. What y'all in here talking about? Alyx, who do you think is going to win the winner takes all match for Wrestle Kingdom 20 for both belts? Konosuke Takeshita and Yodo Tsuji. That's a good ass question. That's a good question.
How would you rate these rivalries 1 to 10? AJ versus Shane in 2016 and Dean Ambrose versus Brock in 2016.
So, AJ and Shane in 2016. Do you mean 2017? Did AJ and Shane have a... I think you mean 2017. Okay, the match and the rivalry for that, a solid 8.5 to 9.
Like I said, I want my title, please, and thank you. You had a nice run, but it's the boss's time.
KB Brown, the boss? The final boss? Or just the boss? KB Brown, the boss, just jumped up to $300. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. KB Brown said, no. Go ahead and bow down to the $300, KB Brown. Noel Jimenez is at 125. Is this a knockout blow? Was this a knockout blow? Is Noel Jimenez not gonna make next week? Wait a minute, KB Brown? My man. Uh-oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Noel Jimenez has conceded. He had a good run. But he now wants to save. He wants to save for the world title next Saturday. There it is. KB Brown, ladies and gentlemen, has done the unthinkable. Your new international champion, Super Chat champion, KB Brown, the boss. Sir, should we call you the final boss? The final boss, KB Brown. Or do you just want to be the boss? Wow. Yeah, let me go ahead and change this up. So, KB Brown, when do you want to defend the belt? Do you want to defend the belt on Mondays, on Fridays, on Wednesdays, on NXT? Like, what you want to do? What you want to do, player? What show do you want to defend the belt on? I'll defend it whenever you want to defend it. I'll be here anytime you want to defend this belt. You make the call. You call the shots. Wow. I think Noel Jimenez said, nah, I want that world title, player. He wants the world title next week. I get that. And then Noel Jimenez can take on Corpsier. Wow. That's crazy. I don't think anyone was expecting to see KB Brown take this belt. That's crazy. The real boss. Ooh. The real boss. KB, the real boss. KB Brown says he will stay on Wednesdays. Wow. Okay. There it is. KB Brown says he will stay exclusively on Wednesdays to defend the belt. I wasn't expecting that. I low-key was not expecting to see him take this belt. Wow. I honestly thought Noel Jimenez was going to get an easy title defense. But then KB Brown said, nah, we're not doing that, player. We're not doing that. So Noel will save up his money, as he should, to take on Lauren Biggs. Your GOAT is Lauren Biggs next week, and probably end up winning the belt, quite honestly. He'll probably end up taking that belt. That's crazy, though. Congratulations. Congratulations to KB Brown winning his first, if I'm not mistaken, your first international championship. Yes, this is his first. I don't think he's ever been a champion before. Not in this. Not that I remember. KB Brown, were you ever a champion on my channel? I feel like you were. You used to be like a world champion, maybe. And I just don't remember. Regardless, though, that's crazy. The real boss, KB Brown, is now your international champ with $300. Bro. I told y'all there'd be sharks in these waters. There'd be sharks in these waters. Okay, so KB Brown says he might come for the world title as well. Well, sir, you let me know if you're going to do that. Because if you are going to come for the world title, that means you get to defend the belt on Saturday. So, do you want to defend the belt next week on Saturday? Or do you want to keep it on Wednesdays and just...
How would you rate Raw 1 to 10 in 2016-17? And SmackDown 1 to 10 in 2016-17?
SmackDown was a 9 out of 10. Raw was a 7 at best. 7 at best. 7 for Raw, 9 out of 10 for SmackDown. For sure. Yeah, KB Brown's never been a champion. That's crazy. All right, so let's do it. What do you think? KB Brown, do you want to defend your international championship next week on Saturday night's main event? Or do you want to keep it on Wednesday? I'm cool with either one. And then first place can be the world champ. Second place can be the international champ. And then the international champ can choose weekly shows, while the world champ won't have to defend his belt until Royal Rumble next year. Wow. Alyx, the Young Wiccan. Okay, cool. That works for me. KB Brown says he might come for the world title. You just never know. Love it. All right. So Noel Jimenez, that keeps the world title open for you to win next Saturday. So there you go. Alyx, the Young Wiccan is asking, what did he miss? Which means me. You just missed KB Brown donate $300 and beat Noel Jimenez. That's what you miss. Alyx, I'm actually going to watch Collision this Saturday for the first time in a while because Moxley versus Konosuke is on the card, and I want to see that match. That is a great match to see, honestly. You know, I might check it out. I low-key might check it out myself. But let me finish up this cover here. Make sure it looks good. Make sure no. Looks good, actually. Yep. So let me save it. And ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the new champ, who will keep defending the belt on Wednesdays, KB Brown. The final, no, not the final boss, the real boss, KB Brown. Every Wednesday after Dynamite, he will be here. If you want this belt, you'll have to come take it from him.
If I wasn't saving up for the world title, I would have continued this battle. My pockets are deep, young fellas.
Noel said, listen, with a name like The Ruler, that's suited for the world title, not the secondary belt. Well, look here, there is no secondary belt. KB Brown, you are the workhorse champ. And whoever's the world champ is the franchise player. You are both important to me. But yes, this was quite the battle. Congratulations, congratulations.
Collision review.
Y'all want a collision? Will y'all be here for it? Will y'all actually watch a collision review if I do it? I'm serious. I'll do it, but y'all gotta be here. I don't mind being here on Saturday to review this week's collision, but y'all gotta be here to watch it, because I don't want to be up here and talking to 5 people. How about that? Wow. Congrats, KB Brown. Congrats. All right, let me get out of here, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. What a battle. What a night. As always, thank you so much for being here. Do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate. Donate! Using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. People are saying they would be here. All right. Well, look for it. If I'm home, I'll do a review on it. If not, I owe you guys. We'll do a rain check, I promise. I love you all. And always know, I will catch you guys next time, right here in Alyx's World. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Peace.
When you're